Okie doke. We are back here for another episode of the Eh-Soteric Archives. We were supposed to be doing an episode about gematria today, but once again, we have been ghosted. I'm starting to think people don't like us, maybe.
Yeah. It's the Archons, man.
Yeah.
Because not like there's been tons, but it's happened a few times and there have been reasons for it and people have rescheduled and whatever. And yeah, but this one was a straight ghosting.
Yeah.
But you never know what goes on in people's lives.
No, I know for sure. But it seems to be honestly, we were saying, I think people are just getting fatigued with all this shit, myself included. There's just so much going on and too many opinions and
yeah, and I will say for me, there's some things where you start researching and I'm like, why does this even matter?
yeah.
Because there's so many other things, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, what we'll talk about today. Maybe the other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that are talk about real life things that are happening now in the present, not analyzing things that have happened before.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff, I guess, it's important. Some of it's important, and it's like the pattern recognition side of things is fun, but I think you get, there's that thing where you just go down too many rabbit holes sometimes, and it all just becomes mashed into one like clusterfuck of information.
Yeah, it's I personally need time to step away to let I let everything marinate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been trying to remove emotion from it as well, too.
Yep.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that, because again, like this, even with all the, the Epstein stuff, we don't want to talk about that douchebag too much, but there was at the beginning of the whole 2020 kind of era, I kind of was blue in the face talking about that stuff and trying to convince people, and then no one listened, and now everyone that thought, oh, that's crazy, is like, have you heard this? And it's just sort of like, oh my god, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel like you're in this time loop, and we're never gonna get out of it because you got one group that's 5 years ahead of the curve, and then the other group that finally figures it out, and by the time they figure it out, I don't even necessarily believe that anymore. It's like,
yeah,
maybe I was crazy a little bit with some of this stuff, but I don't know. I think it's all just meant to sort of hit people at a different time, and you're definitely seeing that with the Iran stuff right now. I guess that's maybe something we can jump into first, is just with all that stuff going on. The Israel hate and all that. So again, anyone who knows anything understands that Israel was created after World War II, the nation state of Israel, not actual Israel, not actual, biblical Israel or whatever. So, but again, it's just one of these things where it's like, anytime the narrative becomes the popular narrative, I start to just shake my head and roll my eyes. And because, we all know that the internet is censored. We all know that the mainstream narrative is controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you're punk rock narrative becomes the main narrative, it's sort of just like, okay, guys, obviously this is captured at this point.
Dude, and when you say that, when you say popular, or when it becomes the popular opinion, I think you mean when the algorithm likes it.
Yeah.
When it's favorable to the algorithm, that there's and it's getting pushed on you, that there's something to it.
Yeah, well, and it became a very popular narrative that it's like, oh, it's the Jews, right? And it's like, again, nation state of Israel, different than than Judaism, but then now it's all into this comparing religions, and Judaism versus is just Kabbalah, and the Christian, Christ is coming, man, Christ is coming back, which fuck, maybe, but again,
Yeah, and this is one of those things for me. I'm not an overly religious person, nor do I know. I know bits and pieces about it and some historical things
Uh-huh.
enough to know, but I don't want to get into a religious debate about stuff. But that being said, I'm pretty sure though that like the form, like what the form of Judaism that gets followed now is based on a book that happened a couple hundred years after Christ, correct? It's not the old book. They follow kind of a newer book which believes that kind of what's going on now needs to happen. Am I correct in that?
To bring about the revelations, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, which is like, again, like it's always wild to me that we're in this era of like, on one hand, you have people that we're talking, technological advancements, and people, stream their music and stream their movies that they watch, and everything's 4K and everything's but then at the same time, those same people are like hanging on to like 1,000-year-old texts. Like
Yeah.
I mean, again, we can go. You don't know if like the timelines are necessarily correct, or we're losing 1,000 years. But this is what I mean: is like it's become such a mashup of shit that like you said, does any of this even really matter? Like
Yeah.
in the actual moment,
Yeah.
because there
Yeah.
is real things happening. There is, like we could talk about the economy. The economy is rough for a lot of people right now. I don't think people who are standing to like lose their homes or having trouble feeding their families or losing their job. Canada's job report came out and there was like 83,000 jobs lost in February. Like, you think
Mhm.
those 83,000 people give a shit about biblical? Like, what is Christ coming? Does-
Well, I guess if they belong to certain denominations, they probably do because because the whole like ultra religious right is also part of this too, right? Because they
yeah.
have what's that prophet name? The prophet's name is it Judy Green or Julie Green?
Oh, I don't know.
The Trump's prophet, though, that
Oh,
speaks every right,
yeah, yeah.
and she is always talking about how it's just fulfilling God's good word, and those people are real excited about what's happening.
Yeah. I just don't think any of this stuff is necessarily comforting in the moment when you're dealing with real
No, and there's
life
other
issues.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's, not that's not the only thing going on, right? The poles wandering around up there,
Yeah.
moving all over the place, and
Completely destabilized
yeah.
Middle East, and
And I do not like when anyone dies for anything, especially war,
yeah.
right? I realize that's part of life, but anyone who dies before, especially innocent people before their time, I'm completely against that, both sides all the time. Um, but I'm also against getting sprayed,
Yeah.
right? Which has gone on. Like yeah. Point we're getting at is there's other things.
There's other
Yeah.
things, and it's just, yeah, it's become this like it's been an information war for a long time.
Mhm.
And
And I'm of the opinion they're just going to use like Iran is the new COVID, is the new.
oh,
Do you know what I
100%.
mean? The new
Yeah.
ISIS, the new Al Qaeda, the new 9/11, the new Persian Gulf, the new Vietnam, the new like it's gone on my whole life. It's gone on. There's always
Yeah.
somewhere where they can funnel money and distract you.
Yeah. And this I saw like the searches for Epstein and the Epstein files they're basically non-existent now since the
Yeah.
Iran stuff kicked off. Um and yeah, I mean there's just again, like I don't even necessarily believe that there's like sides in that. I think it's a high likelihood that like the US, Israel, and Iran are like all working together for the same outcome, you know. I
I've heard both sides mention that they want to bring upon what looks like is coming. So even if they're not working together on the same team, they're still working together
yeah.
for the same cause. You know what I mean? Same end result. They may
Yeah.
not be in the same team, but they're definitely working together, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah, I find it all very theatrical too, especially with the internet. Like I never in my life would have thought that like these, like military generals and stuff are posting tweets about it, and they're like basically roasting each other back and forth on X. Like
It's
that's so
weird, eh?
strange to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. That's weird, and it's also that's really weird, and it's weird how they're supposedly getting coordinates from people on the internet. Like I saw a couple guys posting yesterday, like where Israeli storage sites are.
Yeah.
like actually posting and doing it like they're helping Iran.
Yeah.
And then there was that, I don't know if you saw it because I guess we'll get into it now, the whole Netanyahu's dead thing.
Yeah.
Did you see the Indian reporter who got, I guess, so a couple days before, because the whole thing is that Netanyahu's house got bombed.
Yeah, I did
Was
see there was an
the
image of him
rumor?
being, like, pulled out of the rubble kinda
Yeah,
thing.
and but you don't know what you believe, like, right? You're like, I'm
Yeah.
not there. We don't know, right? So just from, and it's all rumors. None of it's substantiated yet. So the rumor is that, but I guess the day before that happened, or the just before that happened, this Indian reporter had tracked down where Netanyahu's last location was
Hmm.
because he wanted to get a quote from him about what was going on. And I guess he got arrested.
Oh,
Like no one's seen him.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And this was also as of this morning. So maybe that's changed since then because there's been a video now, right? Because there was the whole Netanyahu's dead. Then there was the AI six
6 finger,
finger thing,
yeah.
right, on his right hand. Maybe we talked about it. I kind of think it was just the angle of his hand, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then they post a video today because it is weird that if all that's going on, he doesn't just say something. There's a few meetings that were done in front of media that he didn't attend.
Yeah.
It was weird. And then they put that video up of him at the coffee shop today, and
Yeah.
that's supposed to just quelch all rumors.
Yeah. I also read that coffee shop has been closed since the start of the war too, so there's no
Right?
one actually there.
Huh.
And again, like, there's, like, in my mind, it's like that dude left Israel the day before anything kicked off anyways. His kid and his wife are in, like, Florida. They're in, like, Miami at some resort or something.
That was the other reason why people thought that something had happened to him, because his kid is like a notorious, he does like 50 to 100 posts a day on X, and he hasn't posted since that day that
Mhm.
supposedly Netanyahu,
Okay.
yeah. But who knows? And like we'll ever know, there was how many, we've talked about it numerous times, how many Bidens there were, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they throw people at us left and right who aren't the people they say they are. They did with Jim Carrey a short while ago.
Yeah.
They'll just do the same shit.
Yeah, I really am starting to just, like, think that it's, and, again, like, I gotta stay off of some of this stuff for a bit because I'm just sort of fatigued by it, but I was reading comments and the amount of people that are, like, like, rooting on Iran to, like, destroy the US and Israel, who are Americans and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like, I understand when you get to the point when you realize that your own government is corrupt and whatever, but then, just, like, half of the people had Ukraine flags in their bio picture, so it's like, again, it's just a certain, like, train of thought that brings these people into, like, gotta be on this side of history. And also, I did you see, like, oh, Ukraine said that they're gonna arm, Israel.
Really?
They're gonna be sending, I think that was it. So it's like now you have these people that were, like, against the Ukraine war and, like, obviously Russia bad, Ukraine good. But they're the same people that are like, Israel bad, Iran good, but now their good guys are funding Israel to fight the guys. Like, it's just
It's
like,
yeah.
and I really think that's where the demoralization campaign of it all comes into play, where it's like, they're just confusing the shit out of everyone to where they don't even know whether they're coming or going.
Yeah.
And again, like, it's all just going to end with, like, I mean, it's all just false flags. It's all just, and that's not to say that real people aren't being hurt in the process, but that's, I think, the annoying part of it is, like, yeah, there's people actually dying. There's people actually, like, losing their livelihoods in whatever way, whether it's like in the Western world with, like, our economics and people losing their jobs and people losing their homes and this land claim shit in Canada
Mhm.
and all this, it's like they're just coming at it from every angle,
Mhm.
and people are picking their side without actually just, like, realizing, hey, it's all corrupt.
Mhm.
Like, we need to just kind of stop playing this game.
Stop giving it energy. Like,
Yeah.
I guess we're talking about it, so we are giving it energy by talking about it, but maybe we're talking about it so people will stop talking about it eventually.
It's
And
just a
it
way, yeah, I mean, I think I'm trying to talk about it in a way to, like, pull back the curtain a bit and be like, like, let's all just, like, look at, also at the same time we're all talking about it, it's tax season,
yeah.
everyone's still was, like, literally talking to my wife the other day about, like, "Oh, we need to, it'd be really nice if we could buy some land and just kinda, like, disconnect from these systems a bit, and I wanna, start my own business and not work for other people anymore and blah, blah, blah," and we're like, "Yeah, this is yeah, we united front, let's do that," and then at the end of the conversation, she's like, "Oh, I have to do our taxes." It's like, "Oh." Ugh.
Yeah,
Like, it's so exhausting.
it's crazy that after what we get taxed in this country on our paychecks,
I know.
how we still have to go and file
Yeah.
at the
Just figure it out.
yeah,
Like,
they can figure it out. They just it's yeah, I don't know by making us do it if that means we agree to it. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
kinda think it is, yeah.
that's us saying that's our social contract.
Yeah, I think it is part of I mean, again, yeah, I do think it is part of a spell that we're all under, right? Like,
Mhm,
we engage with it, so therefore it continues,
mhm.
and, yeah, I ultimately don't really know what to do about it outside of trying to, like, disconnect a little bit and to talk about it in a rational sense, like we tend to, I think neither of us really take a side with anything because
No.
I'm not gonna take a side in a war that I don't agree with either way.
Yeah, yeah, I don't I'm not on team Zion, and I'm not on team Zionist, and I'm not on team Iran. I'm on team human beings, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
all the other people who in Iran and in Israel who are just going to their job the same way that we do every day, and their lives are being affected in both countries, those are the ones that
Yeah.
I feel for. And even if they wanna kill the people on the other side, I still feel for them in that regard because that must be how much energy has to get put into hating someone that much, right? Like
Well, yeah, and it's just like how captured you have to be by a
mhm,
system in order to take a side
mhm.
is kind of sad to
Yeah.
me.
I will say though, I'm not a fan of Team Israel government,
No.
but I'm also not a fan of the American government, the Canadian government, or the Iranian. Like no one tells the truth.
No,
No.
no, it's all for the interest of a few,
Mhm.
and I don't think there's a country out there that's really, like, displaying much of an interest for their actual people right now,
No.
for their citizens, and that's really what the issue is.
Wasn't it Hungary? Wasn't it Hungary? I think it was Hungary who if you have like X, I think once it's over 4 kids, you no longer pay tax. With every child you
Huh.
have, you pay less and less tax,
Yeah.
up until a certain point, and then you that's looking after their people,
Yeah, that works.
right? We
That
need more of
works.
that. Build from within.
It's a step in the right direction, I
Mhm.
suppose. Um, I don't know. Again, like, I hope that there is the whole great awakening thing, it's, not happening as fast as I'd probably like it to happen,
No,
and I don't know if we're ever gonna reach that pinnacle of the vast majority of people, you know?
because 'cause keep they'll keep doing their chaos magic, right? Exactly what you said. There was the Epstein files were released, and they told us all what we already knew, and as you said, we were trying to tell people 5 years ago what was in them.
Yeah,
They told us, "Okay, cool." People started getting a little bit upset, started noticing things.
yeah,
Bam, just like Charlie Kirk said, because Charlie Kirk said this, said it that the minute the Epstein files actually got released, they'll go to war with Iran
yeah.
to move the attention over there, and sure enough, they have.
Yeah, and then I think it just, once the Iran stuff reaches a pinnacle, they'll just do something else. So that the what is it, Larry Silverstein, that guy that bought the US bank,
Yeah,
tower, and then, like, the same week, they're saying that there's gonna be a drone attack,
that was pretty crazy, eh?
potential, uh, drone attack, and then there was a
Yeah.
warehouse that was raided, and 4 drones were stolen. They just happened to, like, catch these masked guys on camera. Like, again, how do you steal a drone from a
Yeah,
from
and
a
also
heavily guarded where? I don't get it.
and did you see the pictures of the masked guys?
Mhm.
You could they were anyway, they were trying to show, "Look, it's 3 brown guys."
Yeah.
That's they didn't even care about covering their face or anything,
No.
like, yeah, and there was the shooting in, there's an active shooter or shooting situation right at the synagogue somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, there was a bomb threat at, like, a Kentucky airport or something too, and
Yeah,
then there was the guys in New York that threw, like, a nail bomb that never went off.
yeah.
There's just all this stuff, just like they're definitely trying to do the like, oh, brown terrorist thing again. That narrative.
Yeah, yeah, they're trying to have everyone be on the lookout. That one, the shooting at the synagogue too, the FBI did a active shooter training session there 6 weeks before,
Yeah,
which is a very commonplace, it seems, for the false flags. And I've seen a few people actually say I think it was that donut guy. It was that donut,
yeah,
donut
yeah. I know him.
said something about the Golden Gate Bridge, but this was like a month ago. He mentioned something about a terrorist attack. I think it was him.
Huh?
And then that guy that we had on, we interviewed someone who the episode's not been released yet, but
Yeah,
he mentioned a bridge attack on the West Coast as well.
yeah, yeah. There was a few things he mentioned that have kind of like that did spark some sort of like, huh, moments for me.
Mhm.
And again, we'll
I know what it was. Sorry to interrupt you. The Golden Gate Bridge one was because of repairs. So similar, like the whole 9/11 World Trade Center,
mm,
Larry Silverstein thing was that it just before 9/11, he found out it was filled with asbestos. And the abatement to get rid of that asbestos and turn it into a building that people could actually use was so expensive that he immediately took out an insurance policy against a terrorist attack. And do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's so the whole thing is that the Golden Gate Bridge apparently needs a lot of repairs, a significant amount of repairs, and California has no money.
yeah,
And so their insurance, right? Like if terrorist attack, bam,
yeah.
gets rebuilt for free, even though it's not free. But
Oh God.
yeah,
All right. Well,
it's a lot, man. The world's a lot to take in. It is exhausting
yeah,
right now.
yeah. It's I don't know. I'm all we can do is kind of wait and see because yeah, everyone can sit and talk about this stuff, but how do you stop any of that outside of just not paying attention to their
Yeah,
stories, you know?
and don't give them your energy. I think that's the biggest one. Like,
Yeah.
don't pick a side. Just be an observer with no vested interest, and then you're not giving them any emotion, and that actually causes it to lose its power, is my understanding.
Yeah, I
Right?
think well, yeah, I think so. We do. I That's the one thing, you know, I'm not like super bought into a lot of the new age stuff, but as far as like the whole manifesting your reality thing, there's definitely something to that because I know people that don't really pay attention to anything
Hmm.
outside of what they care about and their lives seem to be going great, you know. It's not that like, you know, bad things don't happen or whatever, but uh if you don't let them affect you, then there's really not much they can do. Um
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to look up. There's a C.S. Lewis quote which I can't find. I just heard it a couple days ago, and it was essentially that even when I'm not directly quoting it, but essentially even if they are dropping nuclear bombs on you, if you just keep living your life and do as hard as that may be and as crazy as that may seem,
mhm,
even down to the minute it falls, you still win because they want everyone to be afraid and scared and angry and pointing fingers and right. If we don't do any of that, then we win,
mhm.
even if the outcome is still bad. They haven't made us miserable,
Yeah, no,
right?
fair
Down
enough.
to our last second.
Yeah. No, that's I get that for sure. Yeah, man. It's been a tricky couple of weeks just trying to like trying to keep my head on straight and not feel it too much
Mhm.
because yeah, there's unfortunately I am my interests do lie in geopolitics and stuff quite a bit and I was digging into the Whitney Webb books again, One Nation Under Blackmail and just like the amount that all of this goes back to just like old crime families and like it's just one thing after another. Like the mafia is tied into the CIA is tied into like all these different like trade routes and things like that. And it's all and you know, drug running and
Religious communities.
yeah, it's all so interconnected, like so much more interconnected than any local community that I've experienced or anything like that, right? Where it's like the power structure really is weighed so heavily on that side. I saw something, it was talking about, like, so, like, Margaret Trudeau, when she got remarried, married, was it Mark Carney's brother or something? Like, there's a relation there,
between Mark Carney and
and yeah,
her new because her new husband isn't his last name Kemper?
yeah,
Because that's Kyle Kemper's dad, I would assume, right?
yeah, yeah,
And he's related to Carney.
yeah,
Great. And Carney's yeah, it's all incestuous, right? It's
yeah.
all yeah. That's the way it and that's not the way government's supposed to be. That's the worst part about it. And it didn't seem like it was like that here, and it just happened overnight, but then when you look into it, that's not the case. It's always been like
No, it was really, really good at hiding it.
yeah. Because in Canada, they can hide it because we were distracted by, you know what I mean,
Oh god.
puckball and it
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
Puckball or whatever's on TV or elbows up or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that gay hockey show now, apparently. Have you seen everyone's obsessed with that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he ripped Victoria pretty good. I don't know if
Did
you
you?
saw yeah. I saw that's the only thing I know about that show is it was all over CBC because he did that whole was it Nearly Dead Newlywed or Nearly Dead,
Okay.
Victoria, and he was like, "Yeah, that's totally it's fuck because it is a pretty sleepy place."
Oh, big time,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone and
That got people really upset, though. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Like, you
yeah,
badmouth our city and we'll come right at you, but if you make someone take a shot when they don't wanna take it or wear a mask when it's stupid and you know it's fucking stupid,
yeah,
you know. But, yeah, if you badmouth our city,
yeah,
we're coming at you.
yeah. Pretty wild.
It is. Yeah. So, given all these things, I don't know, like, I guess the plan today was to go through some nonsense social media stuff and shoot the shit about it, right, to fill in, and
Yeah,
I because that is the one thing for me, I either have to withdraw completely or it's I try to focus whatever the research we're doing for that show that week, I try to focus on that, or I try to just find something that seems a little different or whimsical or 'cause I'm really obsessed with all these weird timeline things, like, Mandela effect things really interest me, and this whole I'm not a Trump fan, which or an I'm not either team,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm really interested in this whole Trump time loop, which I didn't totally buy into, and it just seems like every couple of months, something else comes out where you're like, "Oh my god, they're fully manipulating time somehow." And
Yes.
this one involves Epstein now too, right?
Yeah, so it's along kind of the same the same lines as that. What was it? The Adventures of Baron Trump. Kind of there's that whole
Yeah.
which came out years ago,
Mhm.
right? Where there's like this time traveler, Baron Trump, and there's an Elon in it, and
And it's about a president. Well, there's an Elon one from the 50s where he goes to Mars.
yeah.
Elon Goes to Mars is like a book from the 50s.
Okay, they're separate. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're two different. But the Baron Trump one is it it has something to do with presidencies. I haven't read it obviously. And the president situation, my understanding is when I don't know if Baron Trump becomes the president or during that when that book takes place, that's the last president ever. And I think that's actually the title of the book is The Last President Ever.
right.
So insinuating that when it's yeah.
Hmm.
And there's all these weird, yeah, all these weird connections with that. There's the weird connection with like the company that makes all the parts for CERN is Trump. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah,
And that's kind of weird. There's the Back to the Future, Biff Tannen, weird Trump kind of
yeah,
things. And then there's this new one, which is so that's the other thing about the book you just mentioned. No one ever talked about it before. Like Donald Trump's been a figure for a long time. And it's not like in the 80s or early 90s, people were like, oh, there's this book about Donald Trump from, you know what I mean? That has this, no one ever spoke about it until the last little bit.
yeah. It was sort of seeded into the collective consciousness all of a sudden in like it was
Yeah.
like 2018 that it kind of came that I
Yeah. Yeah.
started
Yeah.
hearing people talk about it. But
And this one is no different, right? So
yeah,
it's a real book called King of the Jews, and it's written by a Leslie, middle name Jeffrey, last name Epstein. And it's about a ruthless dictator and con man named I.C. Trumpelstein. I.C. Trump,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Um, and it the crazy thing about it is when you see the guy's picture, he looks like Jeffrey Epstein. And I think we talked about it a little bit before. There's a few people online who've done a little bit of research, and I think you have it there, right? If you want to read how the possibility they could be brothers, like, but even like it's crazy. How does this keep happening?
Yeah, I'll maybe just read this whole
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
read the whole
It's not
thing.
that long, so
But then no one's ever have you ever heard anyone ever talk about this book up until now,
no, no, no.
right?
This morning when you showed this to me was the first time I kind of like briefly saw a post about it, but I didn't dig into it at all. And then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
showed this to me this morning. But so this post is by Hidden America on X. So it says something strange happens when you start lining up the dates around the Epstein family timeline. In 1938, the Hollywood screenwriter Philip G. Epstein, one half of the famous Epstein twins who wrote Casablanca, had his first son, Leslie Epstein. Less than a decade later, Hollywood was thrown into political turmoil when the House Un American Activities Committee, I'm not sure what that is, but began investigating alleged communist influence in the film industry. Studio executives like Jack Warner testified that communist organizers were active within writers' circles and labor unions, which, not surprising, we see a lot of those themes in Hollywood films and stuff. So, even to this day. But during this time, the Epstein twins were among the most valuable writers in Hollywood, but they were also clashing with Warner Bros. Over contracts, pay, and creative control. By the early 1950s, the relationship had deteriorated badly. Then the timeline takes a strange turn. In 1952, Philip Epstein was expected to testify before HUAC, but just months before that testimony could happen, he suddenly died of a heart attack at age 42. Always a heart attack.
Mhm.
Now enter another figure, Seymour Epstein, the man listed as the father of Jeffrey Epstein. Seymour Epstein was born in 1917, only 8 years younger than Philip Epstein. According to official biographies, he grew up in New York, attended City College and NYU, and entered the U.S. Army Air Forces in 1941. Then this trail largely disappears until 1952, the same year Philip Epstein
And,
dies.
like, seriously disappears. You can't find any mention of Jeffrey Epstein's dad after
Crazy.
that, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Shortly after that, Seymour Epstein suddenly reappears in the historical record, marries Pauline what is it, Stolovsky,
Yeah.
and begins a family. Jeffrey Epstein is born in January 1953, followed by his brother Mark in 54. Yet, despite being described as a simple Parks Department groundskeeper, the Epstein family ends up living in Seagate, the gated community in Coney Island. When you start comparing photographs of Leslie Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Mark Epstein, the similarities raise even more questions. The story gets even stranger when you look at Leslie Epstein's 1979 novel, King of the Jews. The book centers around a bizarre character named I.C. Trumpelman, um, which you're
I
said
said Trumpelstein. I would go with Trumpelman. I think that's actually the proper
still I.C. Trump.
still weird, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It could be Trumple Black, Trumple anything. Why
Yeah.
the fuck is Trump in everything now?
Yeah. So this is a theatrical, narcissistic leader who builds a cult of personality while claiming to be the savior of his people. So, mega. Decades later, readers began noticing eerie parallels between Trumpelman and the political persona of Donald Trump. Is it coincidence, satire, archetype, or something stranger? This video explores the timeline anomalies, the literary parallels, and the strange web of coincidences connecting Hollywood politics and one of the most mysterious figures of the modern era. Does this prove that Philip Epstein somehow became Seymour Epstein through identity manipulation or paper tripping? No, there is no definitive proof of that. But when you start lining up the dates, the names, and the events, the pattern becomes hard to ignore.
And when you look at their picture,
And when you look at the pictures, so I'll post a link to this tweet so that everyone can have a look. But they look identical. It's like
they look related.
we're definitely like
Yeah,
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 like they're like brothers, or at least at the
yeah.
very something I pulled from this, which is interesting, is like this whole connection to Warner Bros. Where was that again? So during the time, Epstein twins were among the most valuable writers in Hollywood, but were also clashing with Warner Bros. Over contracts, pay, and creative control. So I just find it interesting that Warner Brothers is brought into this because Warner Bros is up for sale right now.
Oh, really?
There's like a bidding war on Warner Bros.
Mhm,
And so yeah, I just find that like a strange connection.
mhm.
That during this whole information war, that there would be people fighting over the control of their creative catalog and all that. So yeah, man, who knows?
Yeah, a lot of it's nuts though, like how these weird things keep coming back. There's so
Well,
many weird things about the Epstein
yeah,
stuff.
well, and just Hollywood in general, right? Like the connection. So I was. This is kind of this is totally a side tangent, but I've always hated. I'm not gonna hate's a strong word. I've always highly disliked Sally Fields. I just really
I'm
don't like Sally Fields. I don't like her acting. I just don't like her face.
like that with James Franco. I get it.
Fair enough, yeah. And then I was watching this thing today, and it turns out that Sally Fields' brother is one of the guys that discovered the God particle with CERN.
Really?
He's one of the
Is he the
main.
field and like the isn't oh that's boson Higgs or something.
Yeah, yeah, no, but yeah, no,
He works at CERN.
he works at CERN. He's one of the, like top tier scientists at CERN and was instrumental in discovering the God particle.
Huh.
And so it's just like, like yeah, these weird connections where it's like, and Sally Fields is in, Miss Doubtfire, which is all about like pretending to be someone you're not. And like, I don't know, man, like there's just, yeah, there's a lot of strange connections in Hollywood. Um, and I don't, I mean, yeah, and there's always again, like even you go to the like the Jim Carrey thing. Well, Jim Carrey played like the Truman Show is one of his biggest movies, right? And that's we're literally like living through the Truman Show right
Yeah.
now.
And number 23.
Yep.
Always not, I know people know it, but
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't done it, and I'm not enough of I'm not enough. I'm not even close to a synchro mystic, but I'm sure if you look through the trajectory of his role choices, you'd probably find
Oh, for sure.
some weird syncs. You know what I mean? And him trying to. What are your thoughts on Jim Carrey now that you brought him up? Like, do you think he's because there's a lot of things of him trying to. People say he's always been trying to tell us, right? Like he was
Mhm.
anti-vaccine, him and
Yep.
Jenny McCarthy before anyone else really was,
Yeah.
before it was cool,
Yeah.
right? And
So is Tom Cruise.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
He's also in Spaceship Beep Boop, so
Yeah.
right. Um, so, and and Jim Carrey like had that whole like thing where it was it on Jimmy Fallon. I can't remember what show it was.
Oh, his whole like
Fine. Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of others, like it seems like he's trying. Some people say he's trying to show us, but I think he's just in on it and laughing at us.
Yeah,
So
I think a lot of it is just to push the narrative, right? It's they got to you can't just have bad guys in a story, right? There's got to be, and if this is all theater, you've got to have the protagonist and the antagonist. And so these people that are you and very beloved, right? Like people love Jim Carrey
mhm.
and for good reason. I mean, like I love the Ace Ventura movies. I love a lot of his work. Truman Show is a fantastic movie.
I'm a giant Jim Carrey fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, me as
Yeah,
well. I've loved him in everything. Like
for
I grew
sure.
up with all of his.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, great movie, and like very like, and again, his role choice, yeah, it's very peculiar
Mhm.
in what he's chosen to do.
Me, myself, and Irene.
Yeah,
And I'll see a lot of them are like, you know what I mean? Like psychotic breaks, like multiple
yeah,
personalities. There's a lot of things going on there.
The
There's
Mask,
MK Ultra. Like there's so many different things. Yeah.
yeah,
I wonder which of his movies don't have that.
yeah. I feel like Ace Ventura is maybe the most innocent of the movies that he's done.
But he's still finding out about a crime,
Yeah,
and he brought the whole tranny thing
yeah.
to light way before anyone else.
And in the first one, he's trying to find the dolphin. There's all the dolphin connections.
Right? Yeah,
And
yeah.
did you see that thing about this guy, the Gerald guy, that was apparently kidnapped by the dolphins to build an underwater city?
What?
You haven't seen that yet?
Oh, I did see something. He said he was kidnapped. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
so this
said
guy,
he was kidnapped by dolphins to build an underwater city, and people like, what?
yeah, and there's
And
a South Park episode uh called Gerald the Dolphin, and it's basically about like I'm pretty sure it's like the dolphins taking over, very similar to that Simpsons episode where the dolphins rise up. It was that
yeah,
Treehouse of
yeah,
Horrors
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
And yeah,
There's a really my favorite Family Guy episode, one of, but probably my favorite is, and it has Russell Brand in it as a dolphin. It's a dolphin episode, same thing. The dolphins kind of talking and
huh,
shooting shit. They don't take over the way they do in The Simpsons, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we're we're going down weird rabbit holes now, but I just thought I
There's
just
some to Jim Carrey though.
for sure, for
There's
sure.
some he's got his finger on the pulse, or they use him for whatever. You can he gets brought out every now and then, right?
Yeah,
Out of nowhere, like he did before, to show everyone, look, we can imitate people.
yeah,
And
yeah. I don't. The whole cloning thing, I think, is going to become a pretty widely talked about thing here.
yeah. Well, do you want to play the Netanyahu new video? I
Yeah.
actually haven't. I've only seen it briefly just before I got here, and I haven't actually heard it or watched it in full. I don't know if you can
Uh,
put it on. Since we're talking about what they're doing, right? Because I think you and I are pretty good at picking this stuff out.
okay. Here's a
'Cause that's the original one.
yeah, yeah. So let's see if I can expand this here and then share. Oh, shut up. Okay, share the screen. I can do that. Why is this doing this here? My toolbar is in the way. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't want me to show this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see if I can. Here we go. It's just my toolbar is blocking my
That's all
ability to
good.
share the screen. But yeah. So here I can do this.
Because I did see the first one. I didn't even I don't keep tabs on where Netanyahu is, so
Yeah.
I didn't realize he hadn't been seen for a few days. Then a few people said it, and they said this was the last video.
So this is the first one.
Yeah, so this is the one that says he has the hands, but they keep circling that 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5, like because that's his thumb.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
it
not the
definitely like his hand looks like a weird shape, but it's an old man's
hand.
hand.
Yeah, it's not. But I thought it was his right hand was the one that.
Yeah. This is. I think what they're
There. Yeah, if you go back to it,
So
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
yeah. So
Okay.
that does look like 6 in that one. Could maybe be a fold, like, right? If he's got like sausage fingers and like a
Yeah.
right.
This is like could be arthritic, like he's got.
Man, he's got huge ears.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. The where
He's gonna be
people.
a hard one to fake.
Yeah, because I mean, like he's
Do you have
a
the
very
new
distinct
one?
looking dude.
Yeah, he is. Do you have the new one on there?
This is the new.
Do you know his
one.
real last name?
No.
Miliovsky.
Yeah, didn't he didn't he go to school in Boston or something?
That I'm not sure of. I know that his real last name is Miliovsky, and that's also Javier Malay's real last name is Miliovsky. I believe they're first cousins or second cousins.
So this is the one that obviously like that first video came out.
Yeah.
And people are
Radio silence for 5 days.
yeah, it's AI, and then obviously he's got to come out and do I'm alive.
Yeah.
So this is first of all this is at Safta or Safa coffee shop. The only known location has been closed since the start of the war. So it's not like I mean I guess they could easily just open it up to film something whatever, but
so just like in the Charlie Kirk shooting, there was some sort of restaurant or 7-Eleven. It was a 7-Eleven, I think, where they got a camera view of Tyler Robinson, and then when they investigated it, they found out that one had actually been closed for.
Right.
So it's same thing.
Yeah.
They're using a store front.
Yeah. So this is the. So he's in a coffee shop looking again. His head looks skinny.
It's the back of his head. Now he's got a flat head.
Yeah, and then this coffee's very, very full. He tilts it, nothing drops out or anything, but again, foam and shit holds,
Yeah, but he's not even concerned about it. You think he'd be a little worried looking at his overfilled coffee?
And there's no sleeve on it, and those cups get hot. I'm just
yeah.
And
I didn't see the guy make that, and as someone who's made espressos before in my life and in another life anyway, like that wouldn't. Oh, that's a latte, but that still wouldn't look like that if it'd been sitting there for a while.
So, anyways, he's got a point that he's only got 5 fingers on that hand, 5 on that hand,
Yeah.
and then he goes to and
Tilt it
takes
again.
yeah, takes a sip, and there's nothing gone from it. It's the same, like, it's still
No
full.
steam coming off it.
No, no, there
That could be explained though that it's just not a real coffee and it just wanted to make him look real. But the fact that they lie to us about everything.
his movements are very, robotic
Yeah.
too, and I know that they, like, when we were there's that famous video of Biden on the beach where he's kinda, like, stumbling through the sand, and
Yeah.
he looks like his movement looks exactly like one of the Tesla bots.
Yeah. Which to me, I remember that Biden. When I saw that Biden looked when I first saw it, I was like, that's Will Ferrell. And they've told Will Ferrell to act like Biden being a robot.
And Will Ferrell is a classic overactor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, I'm like, I actually think that may have been their first stab at using those robots.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just there's we've entered the uncanny
Yeah.
valley, right? Like, we don't know
No.
anymore. There's no way, and people are running these videos through these, like, isn't it an AI? Isn't it? And it's like, well, look, I mean, you're asking AI to identify if it's AI.
Mhm.
Like,
And so I saw someone, I think it was Nick Hinton yesterday, mention how they have picked, like, we're at this point now where they're obviously going to do full disclosure for whatever the fuck aliens are, right?
oh yeah, yeah,
They're going to do something about it. And it's going to be timed perfectly with when you can't discern if something's AI or not.
100%, yeah.
If they'd done this, it quite genius actually, because if they'd done it at any other point, it would have been easy to figure out. Like with the moon landing,
Yep.
we know you didn't do that. That's so fake. Stop it. But now, like it's hard to tell the difference, right? So
There's been a
really
lot of
hard.
yeah, no, I definitely think they're gonna see, and I was actually gonna bring that up, the whole disclosure thing, because I think it's like they used Iran to I keep saying Iran, I know it's pronounced Iran to distract from the Epstein files, and then once, people become wise to the Epstein or to the war, then it's like disclosure,
Mhm,
aliens, whatever, to distract from that.
mhm.
And did you see that there was a Vancouver meteorite?
I did. That was last week, right?
It was on, I think, yeah.
Or was there another one? I
There's
know there was one last week.
there was one last week, and then this
There was
was
another one. Huh.
yesterday
Wow.
at 3:30 p.m. local time.
Wow.
There's your 33 right in there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, yeah. So there was another one, and there's been the amount of I actually am starting to think that the whole disclosure thing is going to take place in Canada.
Yeah.
I think you might be right during the FIFA
Yeah.
stuff.
It's on the summer solstice.
It's on the summer solstice, yeah, and there's the UFO sightings in Canada are up like 56%
Yeah.
year over year for the last 3 years.
Yeah. And they'll have enough people watching that if it happens on camera or on, you know what I mean, while the game's going on,
Yeah.
but it won't be like a Super Bowl where everyone in the world's watching. But there'll be enough that it'll make some noise, right?
Well,
And so in the Disclosure movie, like Steven Spielberg's movie comes out just before then.
yep.
Do you know what day that comes out on?
No.
6/12/26. So 6/12 is 2 sixes,
Yeah.
and 2/6 is 2 sixes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Just
right in their face, man.
yeah. And I wouldn't actually be surprised because I know we were talking about the Super Bowl, but like soccer is the world sport. Like more people watch
Yeah.
soccer than football or hockey or
Yeah.
anything, right? So like I haven't looked into the actual numbers, but I wouldn't be surprised if the FIFA match has, 20 times the viewership that the Super Bowl does,
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either.
So
But maybe not for that particular game. I know the final for sure I don't think there's any more watched event anywhere in the world than like the World Cup final. But
yeah.
because I think that one's a game between Canada. Like Canada actually plays in Canada on the summer solstice. That's why I chose that game. I think it's Canada.
Huh.
Anyway, I can't remember exactly maybe it's Switzerland or something, but
Yeah. I kind of think that that's when they're going to drop it. I would not be surprised at all. Um, and yeah, I don't know. It's again, like these things sort of have to happen in countries with low population and where things are spaced out and stuff because it's too. And Canada's so like Canadians are so gullible.
mhm.
It has to happen somewhere where the people are going to believe it and not likely riot or anything because Canadians are not likely to riot or do anything like that.
Unless their team loses in the Stanley Cup final,
Yeah,
then they'll
yeah,
go nuts.
yeah. So, and I mean, and Vancouver is just a strange town. That's where all the
Yeah.
D-Wave stuff is, all the,
Yeah.
we've been talking about the parallel timelines and all that stuff with quantum computing and
And there's so much with Vancouver. It's like that area, well, not just Vancouver, but just outside of it, if you include that area, is like the number one cryptid sighting place
yeah,
in all of Canada. I believe in all of North America.
yeah,
The Pacific Northwest is. It's that thin space, that liminal space, right? Between like mountain and
yeah.
ocean and land, and the tides here are very strong. The currents are very strong. That's bringing a lot of energy constantly in and out. Like Vancouver is definitely
Well, and
like,
even just the proximity to HARP, like because again, like this is going to be like a blue beam thing, right? So they're going to need to control the atmosphere, the
mhm.
frequencies that are being pumped out. So, and HARP's like not that far away.
No, and there's nothing but ocean on the other side too, right? So I don't know how they're going to do this, if they're just going to beam it from up above, or if they're actually going to use real crafts or what. I'm curious how they'll. I guess we'll see. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that could play into this whole like northern defense deal that they're working out right now too, right? So,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, so when is the FIFA game again? So it's like,
June 21st.
yeah,
I think June 21st,
my
and they
dad's birthday.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I believe it starts at like 3 o'clock Pacific time.
Hmm.
I
Sure it's
could
not
be wrong about that.
3:30.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think that's what I said though in my prediction was it would happen in the 33rd minute of the
Ooh,
game.
okay.
33rd minute, and then it would happen again the 66th minute, because no one would notice the first time,
Hmm.
because people are watching soccer, that exciting 0-0 tie that's going on below
Yeah,
them.
I wonder if it'll coincide with the earthquake or something. Because they're gonna like, do you think that the whole purpose of this disclosure thing, obviously it's a distraction and as a way to try and unify people under a common belief or whatever. I think it's a well, I think there's actually 3 parts. I'll get your opinion in a sec, but I wanna,
Yeah,
like, I think that this whole push towards like the modern Christian movement, which again, I know I've said this a bunch of times. I'm not against Christians. I actually do believe that Christ was a real person. I think that Christ consciousness is a real thing. I think organized religion has fucked all that up beyond belief. But
mhm.
at the end of the day, I do think there's validity to biblical scripture and the original text kind of thing. But the this modern push and again the internet algorithmic push to this like traditionalism Christian kind of thing is very like well timed
Mhm.
and with this sort of new revelations prophecy second coming kind of thing, and I think as a way this disclosure thing is basically to erase that worldview because it's going to put a
I see.
huge
Yeah, yeah,
wrench
yeah.
in it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the there's going to be a large group of people that don't view it as don't view it as real. So you're going to have the division there. There's going to be the people, the blue beam people that kind of understand, which I think is they're probably more on point than anyone.
Yeah.
And then you have the Christian revelations people, apocalypse people that are going to, oh, this is it. This is the second coming. And then and then you have the actual like futurist disclosure from the stars, Tom DeLonge
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that are
yeah,
gonna be very like, here's the future," and
yeah.
that plays into the whole new age thing, all the woo with that,
It
like,
fits into one world government too. Like
big
it
time.
so that is my thought. I think you were getting like, what do I think?
Yeah.
I about the Christian, like the Orthodox movement, all those things that we've both noticed. I've noticed the same thing. I I do think I've noticed too, it seems like a lot of influencers and people on social media, I've noticed a kind of a trend. It's kind of off topic a little bit to what you said, but I'll get back to it in a sec. Where people used to be big into like ayahuasca and those alternate realities and whatever get beaten down, chased by AI or mix in with AI kind of entities, and then they somehow find Orthodox Christianity out of all that. I don't know if you've know. I've noticed, yeah, 5 or 6 unrelated people within the last 5 years have had that same kind of path, which I find interesting.
Mhm.
Um, Speaking to what you said, I do think it's to get rid of the individualism to get this one world government, and I think that the blue beam thing will be a part of it because it'll be something for everyone to unite
Mhm.
or it'll be if we want to join these wonderful beings, we all have to get along. And do you know what I mean? Everyone take your medicine and everyone get your little card and get your little chip, and then we can all fly off to wherever we're going to get sent to. Or
Yeah.
like it just fits into that same thing. It's to me, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think I think it's funny that they call it disclosure because I mixed in with everything, I think there is truth. I think throughout the history of humanity, there have been things that have visited us, maybe not from another universe or another planet, but sorry, not from another planet, maybe from another universe. I don't know. But I think mixed in with that is a lot of lies and untruths. And I think that they're going to play off that. And I think that disclosure has been going on every day all over the earth for a long time. And if people think about it enough, they know that. But yeah, just don't buy into it. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be so obviously fake, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those with eyes to see, right? And I think that there is like a number of it's the same thing with the COVID bullshit, right? Where it's like I know people that still are on that train of thought where that was real. That was a people call still say the pandemic like it was an actual thing. And it's in my mind, like I don't think it ever happened. I don't think there was ever anything going on. I think it was
Mhm.
literally just pure theater.
Mhm.
And
The whole time.
the entire
Yeah.
time.
Scripted. Yeah.
Yeah, the entire time, and I think that those shots were if not a slow kill thing, those shots were a way to just like a beta test for compliance, and I mean, best case scenario was those things were all saline and everyone was just they were just counting numbers, right? Like counting sheep,
Mhm.
but I tend not to think that, just from what we've seen and people that I know that have experienced health issues and stuff since taking that stuff. And then a lot of them that aren't putting two and two together, that
Mhm.
are sick all the time still and have I know like several young people that have had heart issues and
Mhm.
developed cancers and things like that where it's like, well, how are you not connecting these dots, And I do think that unfortunately there is probably a good amount of people out there that once the news starts saying the aliens are here, we need to all, do our part.
Yeah. Do you want do you want them to kill your grandma?
Yeah.
Get on the shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that chip in your head or they're gonna kill grandma.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
We
gonna
need
that
15-minute
shit
cities
again.
because I don't
Yeah.
think again the climate change thing was just a test. It's just a test to see who's gonna buy the nonsense. And the 15-minute city thing that people seem to be connecting to the climate change thing, I tend to think that it's more about keeping people in one place, and
Yes.
that whole narrative's gonna just go away. The
Mhm.
climate change narrative is just gonna, like, disappear because we have a new, bigger problem,
Yeah.
i.e., don't leave the city because we need to be able to contain everyone in this they're gonna be like these Iron Dome type things.
I could see them pretending they're the aliens. Do you know what I mean? Like ships hovering, drones, whatever, and them saying that like do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
and yeah, trying to keep people in those cities and to not go out at night. I don't even know what to believe, man.
yeah.
I don't like it because I was gonna say that like talking about disclosure before, a lot of and the guy that we interviewed before, and I've heard this numerous other times that they, meaning, you know, non-human intelligence, I guess is the best way to describe it for lack of a better term, often appear and orbs often appear when they test nuclear weapons and when they test things like that, right?
Yeah,
So like maybe something goes off in the Middle East and that's how the disclosure happens. Like if that's how disclosure happened, if it was like them trying to nuke the shit out of each other in the Middle East and all of a sudden orbs appeared overhead and stopped those bombs and then some beings came down, maybe I'd believe it.
Yeah.
But if it's some like it's taking place in like Williamsburg, Virginia, and it's some guy to 7-Eleven and you know what I mean? Looks like a video from the movie Signs. I'm not gonna believe it. Like, I'm just not. Yeah.
So I had a gematria calculator pulled up here because that was supposed to be the topic of the
Yeah, yeah,
episode today. So I figured I would just type in FIFA just to see.
yeah.
The first thing that comes up, fake. Second, BB.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. That was I was hoping it'd be good like that.
Wow.
Shit, yeah, that didn't disappoint.
It is unfortunate that we maybe should try to do one at some point now that we're kind of boned up on our gematria.
Yeah.
Because it is that stuff happens with it a lot where you put something in and you look at the related words. To me, it's not even like, okay, this is what the number is. Like that means something kind of to me, but it's more the all the ones related to it.
Yeah.
We're just talking about BB.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that's weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this could again, like this could all just be part of the mind fuck.
So what we would assume that people who listen to the show, all like 6 or 7 of you would have or
Thank you all, by
yeah,
the way.
that you know what gematria is and if you don't, we'll look it up while you're listening so you can follow along. But I like I did not put too much stock into it for a while for the first little bit when I was learning about it. But then once you look into the history of it and you look into what it means, I really do think if we live in a simulacrum or a simulation, that gematria is the code for it.
I
I really
yeah.
do.
That's kind of where I'm at with it too.
Yeah.
I've always had this. I mean, there's too many, even outside of the like conspiratorial side or the occult side of it, like mathematics sort of run our world. Like
Hmm.
the stock market is run on like there's relations to the Fibonacci sequence and things like that. Like everything we do, like is look at our architecture. Our everything is based on
Everything.
math.
Time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Everything you do.
It's all a mathematic equation, and there's different.
Even if you're a farmer, you're like, oh, I don't care. You still care about the month. And yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yes, there's definitely a numeric correlation between just day-to-day life and how this world runs. And
Put in I see Trumpelman or
I
what
see, oops,
was it Trumpelman?
Trumple, yeah. So that comes up as Jewish gematria number 573.
Corrupt.
Corrupt, yeah. The Nomo and the Dagon. I don't.
Some of the things that they associate it with are a little
Yeah.
is no need to tell it's a lie. So what I was gonna say, the number thing with me for me at first when we were talking because we talked about the number 23, I my feelings about numerology and all those things when I first started getting into it was like, if you look into it enough, you'll find a number to relate with something else always. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like it's the same. I felt the same way about ley lines and geomancy.
mhm.
Like, oh yeah, if you have only 3 points, they're always going to intersect and you'll make a triangle. Like, oh, stop it, guys. Not everything's related, but it is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what, like, it really, you really can see it when you start using things like gematria and geomancy, how everything is related, but it's not maybe necessarily related in the sense that it was planned that way. Like I think it's just related in the sense, like it's done unconsciously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I don't think it's like some grand,
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the universe speaking through us
yeah.
and making us, maybe it takes the free will out of it is kind of what I'm getting at. So like we think that we have free will and I'm going to decide to build the Washington Monument right here in this exact spot and have it align this or not even think about how it's going to align,
Mhm.
but the universe puts it in your head and it's in there without you even knowing. And you,
Predestined kind
yeah,
of,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I just, it's definitely in the code of the universe, though.
So Vancouver is mend broken vessel. Uh,
Frantically working.
yeah. See, I am rejecting the evil. Like, yeah, some of this I don't really understand.
No.
But
Yeah,
that
there's some
FIFA one
real
was
weird.
we'll stick with the FIFA one because that was just too strange.
Did you, well, while we're speaking, because this isn't related to gematria, but it's another thing I saw this week related to 9/11. But there was a band called the Twin Towers
Yeah.
that had an album released before 9/11 went down. And yeah, you know the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Another weird one.
Yeah. Um, let's look up Twin Towers.
2274.
World Ventures, World Savior.
She deserves what happened.
Whoa.
That's weird.
That's a weird one. Yeah.
Newlywed.
Yeah. Being totally awake.
A hallelujah. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. Jesus. Wow. That's,
Sex driven downfall.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Put, because we can do this. No one will see, right? Put your name in and then put my name in. Like full. Yeah.
So my name.
When you do mine, do Michael.
Okay.
But,
Mine is 1469. Knowing numbering.
nice.
Yeah.
Is that cotantor clockwise or counter?
Cotan? Cotanter. I don't know what that means.
Norwegian elk hound.
The Virgin Mary. There you go.
That's cool. Is knowing correct?
Is a true version. Making Jesus proud.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Lacrosse drowning. That's a weird.
Yeah. I wanted to play lacrosse as a kid. I never got to.
I was a goalie in lacrosse, in field lacrosse.
Huh.
I also blinded a guy on my team in
Jesus.
lacrosse. No joke. He
Mhm.
he missed the ball. No helmets on.
That's how you spell your name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So 582. A criminal mastermind.
Nice.
Right on, man. Punishment. Well, I mean,
My last name's Payne. Oh shit.
yeah, well,
Just did it. Opening of the books.
yeah. Buttons.
Michael Flynn.
Collect buttons. Yeah.
Location of the ark.
God's chosen people. Bloodline descendants. Strange. First contact.
All right, maybe it doesn't explain everything.
Doesn't explain. Yeah. Yeah. But fun nonetheless.
And when there are ones that, like when you did FIFA there, like we were talking about Bibi Netanyahu just before that. We had no idea, literally no idea that they would have been the same. And
yeah.
it was weird that you put that in. That was the first thing that came
And
up.
fake.
And fake, yeah.
Yeah.
Fake Bibi.
Yeah.
That's
pretty weird.
You didn't plan that?
No.
Huh.
Not at all. I had no idea what we were going to talk about today outside of.
That's really creepy.
I was really hoping I wasn't going to have to talk much today.
Yeah, me too. Here we are.
But here we are.
Yeah.
But yeah. Strange stuff, man. There's so I hope that our predictions and stuff, we've been doing pretty good with them so far.
Yeah, and that storm I talked about looks like it might hit Ontario pretty soon, eh? They're going to get a really big snowstorm, another one. And it definitely looks like that one could be right. I was a little off though. I think it was a week. It'll be a week and a half.
It's the details don't necessarily matter. Not the main details, you know. My Roomba prediction wasn't right on, but it was pretty close.
Huh. Seeing this now? The Benjamin Netanyahu AI footage based on a 2024 visit to Sataf Cafe.
Sataf Cafe. Okay, that's what it was.
So it's 100% AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are they doing this? Like, do you know what I'm saying? They have to know that people know it's not real. So why do they keep trying? Because they have to. Like, that's the thing I don't get.
Well, that's what I mean with the distraction thing. I think it's just a way to keep people talking, to keep the narrative going. There's enough people, and the algorithm decides what becomes popular. So because it is it's I mean, it is interesting. Look at how
Yeah, yeah,
excited we got when we typed in FIFA, and it's like, "Oh, shit,
yeah.
look at that." So it's like it forces you to go down
A-
this lane, and
and I know from like looking into it the past little bit, there wasn't a lot of stuff coming out of Israel as to what effect the bombs were having.
mhm,
And then stuff did start to come out. Like I saw a lot of stuff from Tel Aviv and it was pretty bad. Like not they weren't letting people really know what was going on outside of Israel. And it looked pretty bad. And then all of a sudden Netanyahu was missing. And
yeah,
now everyone's looking at that, right? No one's even cares that all these innocent, yeah.
exactly.
So
I
you're
mean,
right. It is just distraction.
they could they there's a good chance that they're all just in their bunkers already, right? Like, and they're just letting this all play out.
They've unzipped out of their human suits and they're just sitting there in their lizard form.
Yeah.
I, you don't watch Doctor Who, right? And I'm not a big Doctor Who fan either, but
No, I've never really been into it. I have a lot of friends, or had a lot of friends that were into it.
like the newer one, not the original one from like the early
Both,
80s. Okay.
both, but yeah.
Because I did watch like the original one when I was a kid, and then I didn't watch the new one except for the first season I watched a little bit of just to see if I could get into it or whatever. And it was okay, not my thing. So I kind of moved on. But the whole thing, I'm sure you've seen it where all the politicians there, like they have the politicians in the first season of Doctor Who all unzip and they're reptiles underneath, and it's totally what I imagined.
Yeah.
Not that they're totally, you know what I mean? That there's something, I'm not saying they're all reptiles, but there's when they go to their bunkers and they're away from prying eyes, I think there's a lot of weird shit that goes on.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to I mean, it's The Simpsons again, right? Like Kang and whatever.
Yeah.
It's yeah, Bob
Take me to
Dole.
your leader,
Yeah.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, right. The Simpsons, they told us everything and have from the very beginning. And I don't know how long you're taking the show for, but it was something I was going to bring up on the gematria episode
mhm,
was a Simpsons correlation to gematria and Kabbalah and in life and wisdom and all that is the whole donut thing. So like, because the torus
yeah.
is like supposed to be the perfect symmetrical shape, and it follows the golden ratio and the Fibonacci sequence, and a torus is a donut.
Mm,
And there are multiple Simpsons episodes. Like there's the one where Stephen Hawking makes a comment about Homer Simpson's donut being the actual shape of the universe. And that wasn't known then. That's actually been proven to be true. Like they think universes are shaped like a donut,
well,
like a toroidal donut, like tight spiral, you know what I mean, going all the top.
yeah.
But just think about like every episode of The Simpsons, like he's chasing his donut. He can never, it's bouncing away from him. And
Yeah.
anyway, yeah,
Sonic the Hedgehog jumps into a golden ring. That's how he transports, right?
same,
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah,
Huh. Lord of the Rings. It's a golden ring.
yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer donuts to rings
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
The only rings I like are the ones my glass leaves behind. Some old country song. Like that's Mandolin Orange. It is Mandolin Orange. They changed their fucking name though. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about as we're just
This guy?
shooting the shit. Yeah. So and then I'm gonna have to take a 1 minute break after that. But it's you and I spoke about this Professor Jang, like not on the show, but we noticed him, I think, from Higher Side Chats and a few other things a couple
When he
months
started to
ago.
just pop up everywhere
Yeah.
on
And
high profile podcasts, yeah.
out of nowhere, and I think it was you that showed me his YouTube videos or whatever, right? That's why. Do you know that I don't think his YouTube videos are actually done in front of anyone. I found that out. So it's not an actual classroom.
It's just a setup that way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he comes across as a professor. But so yeah, this Professor Jang guy has been everywhere in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And it doesn't seem real or organic. It seems whatever. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think the same thing. The way he's explaining the stuff too, it's like it's just too he's just been too on point with the narrative and stuff, and it's like, I mean, I guess there's smart people out there that make connections and see the pattern and what's going on, whatever. And that's, I mean, what we're trying to do in a much more dumbed down way. But
Hmm.
like, yeah, just the simple fact that he's everywhere and everyone's like clinging to his every word, and he seems to have the answers to everything and where we're all headed next. And I don't know, man. It's he definitely something's off with it. Something is very off with it, and I don't think his again, he doesn't have answers for anything. He just is telling you where things are going.
No, and his biggest thing now is because it was that video that went viral of him predicting that US would go to war with Iran
Mhm.
2 years ago, but no offense, dude, like, I think a lot of people predicted that. Like I mentioned earlier, Charlie Kirk predicted it, and he's
I
dead.
mean, like Hillary Clinton in the 90s
Yeah.
was talking about it. Like they've been wanting to do this for a long, 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 long time.
Hillary Clinton, who approves of Donald Trump's foreign policy now, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't wanna be in that. So, yeah, I thought the same thing, like, this I remember hearing him the first time, and I thought his stuff was interesting because his whole thing is that it's, is it the Jacobites and not the Jacobites, sorry, oh, I guess I should have paid more attention to him,
Eh,
but he essentially, he takes the blame away for what's going on from basically the government's in power right now and puts it on these older groups, and this has always been going on, and yeah.
yes. This was a post, the one you saved was from Archaics. And he said basically no one in the world rises this fast, not even a real professor, probably borrowed that from Professor Dave.
Like, it's Ian Carroll type
Exactly. Yeah.
stratospheric rise, right? And you're like, "Okay, well, who who's backing him?"
Yeah.
And for me, the guy went to Yale, like Professor Jang went to Yale. So he moved from China to the US in the early '80s or mid '80s as a child. I think he was 6 is what he said
Hmm.
when he moved here. His accent's a little thicker than I would have thought for someone who moved here at 6, but went to Yale, then went back to China, got accused of being a spy, didn't get thrown in jail, and then got re-released to the public, like us.
Yeah.
And now he's been doing his videos ever since then. He does have a family. He seems like he cares. I don't know. And when I listen to him, I actually like the first couple times I listened to him, he definitely caught my attention. And knows what he's talking about. Stranger Things, eh?
Yeah.
With Jang.
Yeah.
So you just put Jang in gematria
And
and
Stranger Things was the first thing that came up. Ripple case settled, which is really interesting if you get into
hmm,
the whole like Ripple XRP thing, which is
yeah,
very tied to the new age kind of movement.
A Dark Night to
I'm not
Remember.
gonna lie, I have some XRP just in case, but
Huh.
be silly not to. But yeah, gray aliens
He talks a lot about that
rise
stuff
from the
too.
ashes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his whole thing is that yeah, I don't even know what his whole thing is actually.
Again, well, yeah, this like it like he's archaic says this reeks of think tank. Um Unlike researchers like myself who have extensive bibliographies and source materials, this guy talks about everything as if he is an authority.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe I got from him. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like he knows it all. He's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an answer to anything or what's, how to protect yourself from any of this stuff. It's just, hey, this
It
is what's going to happen.
it
Sucks
is
to be
it
you.
is the way that he says it, yeah, is like it and without quoting source or without saying where it is.
Yeah.
I think you and I we talk about stuff, but we definitely don't pretend like we're the authority on it. And everything is just our opinion.
I can't even pronounce half the shit we talk about. So,
Yeah, I guess this is and next week. Imagine next week if well, you look so much like FC. Imagine next week or the week after we get on all those shows. Like, I would
hey,
think like you sold us out
yeah.
or something. Like,
Yeah.
what did Andrew promise them?
Oh yeah. No, I'm too much of a contrarian to do that.
Yeah.
I'd get on the one big show and then I'd like spill the beans and I'd wind up I'd have a heart attack the next week while hiking.
And yeah, if I went on the big show, I would just be staring and probably would forget that I was on the show because that's usually when we've been on a couple other shows. I think it takes me 5 or 10 minutes to remember that I'm actually on the show as well because I want to listen to what everyone has to say too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Joe Rogan, have us on, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll go to Austin. I've never been to Austin. I'll go to Austin,
I would
eat some barbecue.
I would legitimately go on anyone's show to have a conversation with anyone about anything. I wish more people would do that because I come from a time where that is what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's the thing about about this show, and it's not to like I'm not trying to, inflate our egos too much, but there's we're really I'm not in this. I actually hate the internet side of this. Like I was saying before, I'm so done with like social media. I hate posting our clips. I hate all that shit. I like just having the talks.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we've had some talks with people where I'm like I don't even necessarily believe what they're saying. Like the
But just nice to have conversation with the person about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just kinda wanna learn and and do this for fun. That's
Yeah, I'm the exact same, and I'm the same with social media. Like I've haven't had a Facebook account for 20 years. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I've never posted anything once on social media in my entire life. And not too many people can say that.
No, that's a
So
flex. Yeah.
that is a flex.
But I guess that's maybe a good let's just wrap it up from that. I think we've talked about enough.
I think we
We've
have.
rambled and,
Thank you for those who stuck with us.
yeah, yeah, this was a wing it episode, and I actually had a lot of fun today. This was
Yeah.
nice to just talk about whatever, so
Maybe we say this every time, but I really do think we just need to do this more often. Like, still have our planned episodes because I go weird with researching weird things and want to talk about them, or something we just want to understand that we want to talk about after we understand it.
yeah,
But I also really like these ones where we just talk about the week because you and I don't get to shoot the shit the way we used to outside of this. So
yeah.
you know what I mean? Even
So
if it's just you and I catching up,
For sure,
good
for
with that.
sure. So with, my social media hate, please give us a like, follow, subscribe on all that bullshit. Apologies for all the cursing this episode, but
Yeah,
this is how
sorry.
we talk, really. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I guess let's do the thing.
Do that thing. From the land of the high seas and the tall trees, I am Mike.
I'm Andrew.
Have a good night.
Take it easy.